Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's show. I will tell you what, like I love to do each and every week, I put a little challenge on our good buddy Lightning Lance, or better known as Lance the Lightning. I said, you know what? We're constantly fishing walleyes, fishing white bass, fishing perch. What I want to see is I want to see a consistent bluegill bite on Lake Winnebago. You know, the funny part about Winnebago, it's really, for most people, not known as a bluegill lake. But I'll tell you something, I fish up in the Wolf all the time, especially late summer into the fall. In some years, the bluegill fishing can be absolutely phenomenal. So hey, hang on to your heinies. We're gonna go see how nice these bluegills are that Lance has found for us. And let's see if we can catch a bunch of them. That didn't take you long. It's a good one right there. Great eater right there. Now you're drop shotting, and what I've got on is a bobber.
Yep.
And obviously right now we got a storm kind of coming in, and we're only in, you know, you can hear all the thunder. We're only in.
Yeah, just a small little sinker here. Got the hook going. What that does is keeps that tight to bottom, and that running right through the weeds there, Larry. Just keeping that night crawler 4 or 5 inches off that bottom.
That's absolutely perfect.
They come through and pop it.
I'll take that one, Lance. Tell you what, Lance, so far the drop shot is kicking my hinder.
So far,
I haven't even had a bite. That's another good one right there.
Perfect eaters right here.
Yep, they're perfect. Them are perfect fish right there. And again, you're just basically pitching and working it back really slow, huh?
Yeah, letting her hit bottom. Once I find bottom, pop, pop, pop. Reel up the slack, get back down to bottom, pop, pop, pop. Just working it through them weeds.
Yeah, here you go, Lance.
On the bobber, huh?
On the old bobberoni. And what the old crappie. Hey, bonus fish right there. A little bit small, so I'm going to let him go right there. But yeah, you know, that's the other thing too, that this system has a tremendous population right now, is crappies. And a lot of times they just go out to the edge of like a lot of the deeper reefs, especially if they got a really sharp break to them, and to lay on the edge of that there. But a lot of them actually go back up into the Wolf River.
There's a nice perch.
Oh, there you go. That's a bonus.
It's like a box of chocolates in here today, Larry. Not sure what we're going to catch.
I'll take that. You know, here's the thing too, and now Lance, I want to talk to you about this a little bit. You live on the lake. You've lived on the lake almost all your life, your parents and everything.
Yep.
So one thing, I had a guy today that I was fishing with, and he lives on the south end of the lake, and we started talking about this, is no lake flies this year, hardly at all. The hatch has been really, really light. And typically by now you have a really good hatch.
Yeah, right after Mother's Day, you know, once we had that warm up, I thought for sure, here they come, here they come. And
yep. So here's my prediction, my friend. My prediction. I always like to make these predictions. It's because I've been around for a while. And I'm not always right, but I'm going to make this. My prediction is that our perch fishing is going to be good all summer, because if the lake flies, the larvae is down. Yeah. And that's typically what happens. A lot of people don't know this, but the perch, basically, they come into the shorelines, they spawn in the bays and the channels, and then they move back out, and they go out into the wide open area out there, out into the mud flats. And what they're doing, just like in the winter, is they're feeding on larvae, the lake fly larvae, which is the redworms. So what happens is later in the summer, them redworms actually dig down really deep, and they start burrowing down deeper into the bottom of the lake, and the perch can't really get at them. And then what they do is they transition to the transition areas, which are, you know, on the sides of the reefs, and they start migrating towards them. And then you start catching them more and more, because obviously when you look at the volume of area, there's not as much as that as there is mud flats. So you can start targeting these fish a lot easier. This year, I'm saying our perch fishing is going to be good.
You're thinking way
all
too much,
year, man.
Should be good. There's a good one.
Another good one right there.
Kind of nice to switch gears once in a while, Larry, you know, with a three walleye limit.
It is.
Able to jump in and try some different pan fishing. We got a great smallmouth bass population coming back on the Winnebago system, so
you know that's
not just walleye.
No, then that's 100% too. You know, and that's a good point that you bring up. You know, like now they changed the limit. You know, whatever it was 3-4 years ago to 3 walleyes. Yep. So it gives you an option when you bring clients out to be able to fish some other things, you know, instead of just, you know, getting your 3 walleyes and basically that's it.
We want to keep the clients out.
Yep.
They paid for a full day, we're going to go a full day.
Yeah, and our trips all basically are 8-hour trips, and it works out really good that way. You know, it's all about learning different things, and that's what I said to you a couple days ago. I'm like, hey, Lance, you know what? I want you to do a challenge, and I want you to find some consistent bluegill fishing, and I don't want to be fishing in a channel.
Today we're catching perch, largemouth, a little bit of everything
Yeah,
today,
a little
Larry.
smorgasbord.
Yep.
I'm up on you, I think.
That ain't no gill.
Well, if it's a gill, it's a tank.
Yeah, one of them green carp, Smith. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you darn it. Bass!
This is a gill.
You got a gill. What's your
I'll show
turn?
you a gill.
You show me a gill.
Oh, no, crappie.
Oh, crappie, a nice one, too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one, I'll take that one.
All right, Smith.
I'll take a crappie.
That's a big sunfish.
That's a nice sunfish, really nice one.
Add them to the collection?
Yep.
Those are the ones.
Them are nice gills. Look at them gills.
Getting there.
Check this out, folks, I'll tell you that. You know, when you start talking about, again, Lake Winnebago, a lake that is basically 11 miles wide by 36, 38 long, there's a tremendous amount of spots. And again, the western shoreline is where you're gonna see most of these fish. You know, not that there's not bluegills on the east side, but the western shoreline is gonna definitely hold more because again, there's more weed cover.
There, you're getting the big ones, I'm getting the, well,
I don't know.
Not gonna complain about that one.
No,
that one drags coming out of the mags.
Oh, that's a good one right there, Lance.
Nice fish.
You know, it's always about doing something different, you know, and having fun and mixing it up. And when you think about the largest inland lake in the state of Wisconsin, Lake Winnebago, you got to think there's a lot of options, a lot of different things to do, a lot of different techniques, a lot of different species. That is a tank. Now that's on the drop shot again.
Yep.
You know, we're not using any special bait like leaf worms, like I was saying before. You know, we're just basically using the same thing we use for
a hunk of night crawler.
Piece of night crawler. We use for walleyes.
Sinker, but just dragging it on bottom. That'll keep that worm about 4 inches off bottom.
Perfect, right in front of their face.
You'll feel that fish tapping it. Just kind of pull it, keep pulling it away from them until they're hooked up.
Hey Lance, you think we got enough time to maybe catch a few more of these fish and maybe then go out and try a couple casts for some walleyes?
We're trying for some walleye, not a couple casts.
I don't know.
No, I hope you don't have dinner plans for tonight.
Oh, I don't know, Lance. You said it's a little guy, but now you're kicking my butt. Before I had the bobber. That's a nice one. Had the bobber going good. That's another good one. Now you wonder why some spots they want the drop shot. In other spots, they want the bobber, you know?
Yeah.
Apparently, I think that what I'm probably gonna do here is I'm gonna try to readjust my bobber, but I'm basically fishing in the same water column that you are. Just that it's obviously the presentation is a little bit different, and that's what they want. I'll tell you what, Lance, we decided, well, we'll go make a few casts and see if we can pick up a couple walleyes before we go in. And you know what? You just lost one. I just caught one.
On the board.
Yep, got on the board. That's what I love about this system, you guys. You know what? It's just a great body of water. It's the largest inland lake in the state here, and it produces. Take the time, do the research, and find what you're looking for. It doesn't matter if it's largemouth, smallmouth, pike, muskies, bluegills, as we showed you, or of course, lots of walleyes along with sheephead.